Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Among the Embers. Well, we've had a pretty good run. This will be, touch wood, the final part of episode 4 and the finale of the first season. As usual, we would like to thank Modiphius for creating this wonderful gaming system, the charming people at Star Trek Online for allowing us to use some of their assets, and Fear of a Seraph on DeviantArt, who provided the template for the Nightingale's dedication plaque. And I believe that's it for announcements. So, who remembers what happened last week?
Who could forget?
I mean, short version, we got the Nightingale got broke.
Yes, there was a short and violent battle between the Nightingale with a couple of allies in the form of the Blackthorn warbird Talonus and the Galaxy-class USS Repulse, down against a small fleet of Cecina's marauders. And most of Cecina's ships were either destroyed or driven off, including her flagship. But not before doing a serious number on the Repulse and tearing gaping holes in the Nightingale, which is probably going to take weeks to repair in space dock.
Only the Talonus got out of the battle unscathed, pretty much.
Yeah, well, the Repulse got ganged up on.
Yeah.
The Nightingale was subject to Cecina's personal attentions, and the Talonus has some pretty mean shields.
And weapons.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's not the meanest. The Mokai class isn't the meanest thing which is around in this particular timeline, but it's not far off. Anyway, the stinger that we left on was that at least some of the crew of the Deathhawk, Cecina Luki's personal flagship, escaped to the surface of an L-class world. Having a moment. Work this out. Where's my list of things? That's stupid. I looked all of this up yesterday. I all the world types memorized.
Do you believe you hadn't?
I think so. It's old. There's a list of. What's that? Yeah. Isn't as a class K. Familiar with Star Trek? Yeah. But no. It is.
Is he breaking up for any of you guys?
Ball of ice. Very basic algae, all that kind of thing. Something more complex. Mostly you're dealing with the fact that it is definitely somewhat below freezing just about wherever you go.
So pack the cold weather gear.
Oh yes. You will in fact
we'll be wearing those fancy winter suits that we saw in Star Trek Voyager.
Sounds like a good plan. Fortunately, the atmosphere isn't too bad. It's not super comfortable to breathe, but it is entirely acceptable, and radiation levels are nominal. So, as long as you pack the cold weather gear, you shouldn't be too badly off. Now, I'm aware that a couple of our players do have time limits on them, so I'm going to fast forward through a few things. Suffice to say, Warlord Terrace's the Deredux Warbirds, which came in a little late into the fight, report that they have disabled or destroyed all but a handful of Cecina's ships, including a few which seem to be responding to the initial distress signals from the attack. It would definitely imply that Blackthorn's back is broken. If they do show up again at any point, then they're going to have a lot fewer resources to play around with. But you do still have Cecina herself to
Apprehend.
down. Exactly. She is a highly dangerous individual, a very capable telepath, with some interesting secrets, and also wanted for war crimes by a number of people at this point. So, it's not that hard to track down exactly where the landing party from the Deathhawk went down. Somewhere in a fairly mountainous region, which it's a little difficult to get accurate scans down there. The nebula that you're in is still blocking a lot of stuff. Also, the Nightingale's just battered. But it appears that there are fairly extensive cave systems down there which could provide shelter. And which presumably they hope to hide out in until they have an opportunity to escape somehow. General consensus from Tiaru, the captain of the Repulse, although he can't actually offer anything himself because...
You mean captain of the Talonus?
No, the Repulse. Yeah. Your Galaxy Escort.
Oh, okay. Oh, my bad. I thought you said Tiara was the captain of the Repulse for some reason.
Oh, no. Now, Captain Wright of the Repulse definitely agrees that apprehending Cecina would be a good thing, but his transporters are offline, and the Repulse is in even worse condition than the Nightingale. So...
I think we should be able to take care of this part.
Easily.
So, Taris's forces are also planning to send down a few teams of soldiers to try and locate them. After a little bit of negotiation, you split up into assigned search areas. So the Crew of the Nightingale have one specific area to examine. And if you do manage to actually locate the Blackthorn forces, it appears that there are a few different pockets to deal with, but with any luck, you should be able to back each other up if things go sour. But there shouldn't be too many forces down there. For her part, Tiaru has indicated that she would like to join you on your particular expedition, because she has a hunch about exactly where Cecina herself might be. And among other things, she has a grudge, and also, if you recall, she has trained resistance to telepathy, which means that she's going to be an important asset in fighting a deranged Basezoid.
Will we be dealing with a ground base?
There is likely some equipment down there, but for the most part, there was no value in having a permanent installation on the planet below. It's just there's nothing of value down there, and Blackthorn didn't really expect anyone to find this installation to begin with.
Hmm.
So, with all of this in mind, Captain, pick your away team.
Well, I'm going to assume that my security officer and my first officer are going to have several disagreements for me going down, for the captain going down.
Starfleet protocol.
That is, in fact, Starfleet protocol.
And
But
given the how effective I was in the last melee we were in, I am, liable to agree with them.
alrighty. I will say that anyone who does stay on the ship, you will have things to do at some point, but obviously the main focus is going to be on the ground.
Right. So I'm going to have Commander Bong lead the away mission. Obviously, Commander Bazan is going to be with them.
You are also allowed to take red shirts, of course. Not that they're actually red shirts in this era, but you know what I mean.
Right. Well, we were going to send Commander Bazan's full, the same style of security teams that we used previously.
Indeed.
As for Commander Ranus and Ventot, I don't know if they're necessary. If they may be useful down there.
I would be useful in helping scanning for Cecina.
You do also have unfinished business of a sort.
Yeah.
Not that that would be professional to discuss, but
Yeah. Pharrell is a little bit peeved about his experience with Cecina, but he's not allowing it to cloud his professional judgment.
that's fine. Commander Ventor does technically have his work cut out for him repairing the ship.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there are the possibilities of force fields, all kinds of other gear which might require an experienced hand to dismantle.
I think some of my values would help in finding booby traps and things of that nature.
It's true. You did, in fact, more or less start out your career dealing with the Dominion invasion of your homeworld, as I recall.
Yep.
Couldn't Bazan take care of the force fields? Because seems how he's the security officer on the Nightingale.
She will have some expertise, and she will get some bonuses on that basis, but it is more of an engineering thing than a security thing.
If it's a dedicated security system, it would definitely fall under Naz's purview, but booby traps tend to be more ad hoc creations than dedicated systems.
So do we want to take everyone by the captain, or leave Ventot on the ship for repairs?
I'll leave that to the players and have it be the captain's decision should the player's choice.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to want the combat engineer on the ground.
Fair enough.
Alrighty. The other important question: how do you guys want to go down armed? Because this is not a. Last time you were involved in this sort of thing, it was either generic security or running a scouting operation. You know you're going into combat this time.
I would say give like security personnel phaser rifles. Me, I might stick with just a Type 2 phaser. I can't speak for the rest of you though.
Well, I believe that Commander Bong has an axe and some armor.
Correct.
You get,
Yeah.
just 3.
Yeah, I figured he was gonna go all honor guard on Cecina.
Everyone else, you have your Type 2 phasers as standard. If you want phaser rifles, you will have to pay for them.
Oh, hell yeah, we're breaking out the phaser rifles.
Alrighty.
Well,
Those
Pharrell, go ahead, Legend.
phaser rifle costs you 1 momentum and 2 threat to equip
Okay.
For each person.
for each person.
Don't even have that much momentum.
Do we have
In which
two?
case,
Do we have
in which
two
case it
momentum
costs
or
3
one?
threat.
We started a new scene. We have one.
Oh right, I forgot about that.
And remember, you can always. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can trade momentum for threat.
That's correct. You can just have it so that you're just paying 3 threat to get a phaser rifle.
I think
Could
Pharrell.
I give a rallying speech before they go?
I'd allow it.
I think, and so before you do that, Captain, I think Pharrell will stick with his Type 2 because I think he'll have his hands full trying to scan for Cecina.
Same with
That's
Ventok. I imagine he's going to be carrying around a engineering kit, so he doesn't need the extra weight.
Well, Nas is taking a rifle.
Well, yeah, if you weren't taking a rifle, I would be shocked. Anyway, Captain.
Yeah, Bjorn is just going to take the standard Type 2 that he's given as an officer, his axe and the body armor. If the Type 2 doesn't cut it, he can always thunder punch his way through.
You do in fact have that option.
Is the character sheet
Thunder
awkward for
punch
anybody
or
else?
is biting?
Yes, I think the folks who made the character sheets for Roll20 have changed some of the formatting, and I think it broke some.
Yeah, whatever they
setup.
did, kind of wonked up the dice roller section.
It actually wonked up a bunch of things because my notes on my weapon lost their vicious. My resistance got taken away. So I had a few things change in my sheet.
Oh yeah, on mine, I'm seeing a resistance bar tucked underneath my other equipment thing.
Yep.
So anyway, as the team is, because Leslie, with your first, my plan was use rally, get some momentum, so they could buy some, they could buy a couple more phaser rifles if they wanted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure, I'll allow that. That is, let's see, give a rousing speech as a presence plus command check.
Let's hope this works with the sheets.
The sheets were working earlier when I tested them.
That's a challenge die.
Whoops.
There it goes.
Alright, that is one momentum you
That's
gained.
one momentum.
By the way, everyone, I have set up so that there is now a widget you can bring up which shows the current threat and momentum totals. So again, the little bar along the side, you should see a little clock. If you click on that, then that'll show. It's technically for the turn order, but I've repurposed it.
So the captain gives a rousing speech of seeing justice being done, and she believes in everyone, and go get them, Tiger.
Sounds good. Alright, so I believe the only equipment being obtained was Nas getting a phaser rifle.
Correct.
I guess so.
Alrighty.
And security is having phaser rifles without paying the momentum, right?
Let me check the stats for Reg Coats actually.
I know they don't
Right.
get as many
That's-
stats as we do, but
Yeah, equipping security with a phaser rifle is one threat each.
Okay.
oh, the threat.
How many red shirts are we bringing down with us?
I want to assume 2.
2 sounds like a good number.
I'm gonna
Because including them, we'll have Nas and Bong for like combat specialists.
Mm-hmm. And you're also gonna have Tiaru. And she is going to bring a rifle as well.
tasty plasma.
Indeed. I am setting Tiaru to be usable by anyone, so since I'm probably going to have my hands full, I can in fact tell you guys to roll for her at some point if it comes up. She should be showing on your
Yep.
character listings now.
Might actually be really easy for captain who's sitting on the ship.
That is true, in fact. She also has a few fun powers to play around with. All right, so here we go. Come on. There we go. A bit of ambience. Well, the 7 of you, 4 Starfleet, 4 command officers, 2 red shirts, and Tiaru, do all have warm weather gear, of course. Cold weather gear, rather. But it's still not fun. Like, all of you have been to this sort of place during training. I believe that going to the Arctic is pretty standard for academy.
Part of Starfleet survival training.
But it's not fun. It's especially not fun for Nas, this lizard.
Yay, cold-blooded.
So
Yep.
I would figure that Nas's cold weather gear would be like specially modified to help him keep extra warm.
Something like that.
Which is
I mean-
hilarious. The only person on the ship that would not need cold weather gear is not going.
This
Right.
is true.
Or not as much cold weather gear.
You sit down among the mountains. You can see ice sheets heading out in the distance. There are occasional little patches of not quite green where algae have found some way to live. But the important thing is the cave entrances ahead.
Pharrell pulls out his tricorder, shivering. Could Cena have picked a better place to hide?
Indeed.
Good question. Well, let's have some control science from you, please.
Will do.
Meanwhile, Bjorn looks happy as a pig in poo.
Yeah, well, Scandinavian.
Wisconsinite.
That too.
Mm. Okay.
Honestly, I need to do some research. I don't know what the weather's like on Benzar.
Alrighty, I am rolling.
I'm not actually sure offhand.
Oh, nice.
Ooh. Alright, that gets you 2 momentum. Yes, there are definitely life signs ahead inside this cave. You can pick up one. Actually, no. You have to spend momentum to find out exactly what they are.
Alrighty, I intend to do just that. So, I'd like to spend momentum to figure out what kind of people I'm detecting. Like, what species?
Alright. You are picking up 1 Betazoid, 2 Orions, 1 Klingon, 1 Cardassian, and 2 weird energy signatures.
Oh boy.
Which could be possibly some sort of equipment which they brought down.
Commander Bjorn. I am detecting life signs in this cave. One of them's definitely Betazoid. I'm also picking up a Cardassian, Klingon, a couple of Orions, and I'm also picking up some energy signatures in there.
Define energy signals.
I don't have clear enough readings. All I can tell you is that there's some kind of energy signatures.
Naz, thoughts?
I'll take point.
It's a good thought.
Also, I'll throw you over here.
Yeah, I was wondering if we were going to have a ground map.
You're not really. This was something I was experimenting with. In the end, it didn't really work out, but it's nice and thematic.
Wallpaper.
Indeed.
Well, that's another thing. Are we going to have ground icons to represent our characters at some point?
I was looking into it the other day. I couldn't find anything on relatively short notice, but I will look at working something out. What I may end up doing is asking you guys to mock some stuff up in STO.
Okay.
We'll see. Oh. Now we are shifting ambiance.
All right, Naz, Leon.
Nice cave music.
Yeah, there's a lot of nice built-in stuff for ambiance and Roll20. As you head in and the blizzard outside fades away, it gets a little warmer. you're no longer in the exposed wind, all this sort of thing. But there's something which just makes you deeply uncomfortable here. And as you move further in, well, two of you suddenly realize what it is, because you felt it before.
I assume I'm one of them.
Mm-hmm. It's Asina's mental presence.
Oh, Pharrell just gives another shiver. I think I would prefer to deal with the blizzard than this.
It's the first time that any of you have been this close to her. And if the captain's supposition from last time that she was injured would hold up, then that probably means that her mental discipline has failed a little bit.
That makes her extra dangerous.
And now it's time for our mood music.
You mean this wasn't mood music?
No, this is ambience.
Oh. Oh, God.
I can play both of them at the same time. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. I can layer all sorts of stuff.
Pharrell just touches his hand to his head for a moment.
As you move deeper into the caves and towards the life signs, I'll turn that down a little.
Real
Also,
quick,
it's tuned to remember you do have your own volume settings.
real quick. Can I have Vintot trying to scan for any form of booby traps in this cavern or tunnel we're in?
You may. That's not a bad idea by any means. I would like. Let's go with an insight. Let's go insight engineering. And it's a little bit of a stretch, but under the circumstances, I will allow your sabotage focus. This is going to be a difficulty of 2.
Do you want to spend a momentum?
I go for it.
I'll spend a momentum for 3 dice.
Alright.
Make sure I... Man, they got
Brings
this all
us-
screwed up.
Brings us down to 2.
Hold on, I'm trying to make sure I hit the right things here. It was all screwed up. Okay. I think I got it. 3. You said focus, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Stay highlighted. Rolling.
That's
Cast the challenge.
Ah.
Yeah, they remain to fix this. Hopefully they will by the next time we play.
Ah,
Okay. That gets you 1 momentum back. As you proceed, you don't find any booby traps, but there are some basic sensor arrays, basically just cannibalized tricorders lurking in corners, which probably means that the folks ahead know that you're coming.
Okay. After clicking this...
Well, given that the battle that we raged above them, it's hard to not know that we're coming.
Yes, well,
So, Ventop presses his tricorder a few times and go, "Sir, I'm pretty sure they know we're in here. So we may want to move faster, I guess."
I would suggest caution. We do not know what Cecina has down here.
He just nods and looks back at his tricorder, watching it carefully.
Nas continues to press forward.
Indeed. You come out to a wider area. And you can see ahead of you a small knot of soldiers. It would in fact appear to be 2 Klingons, a Cardassian, and an Orion.
I thought you did. I thought you said 2 Orions, a Klingon and a Cardassian.
I may have done. Alright, let's go with that. There's no immediate sign of Cecina, but there is a tunnel which goes deeper. Presumably she's down that way.
And what about those 2 energy signatures that we picked up? Are they anywhere in this cavern?
Not that you can see.
Hmm.
The Klingon, who appears to be the commanding officer, just raises his weapon. Let's see. Yeah, apparently these guys have somewhat scattered equipment. They apparently didn't have enough time to grab all the good stuff before the Death Walk exploded. So his weapon in this case is just a knife, but it's a Klingon.
A Doktog?
Mm-hmm. And he gives a roar, which is just the order to attack. And he's going to charge you.
Pharrell tucks away his tricorder quickly and pulls out his phaser.
What kind of weapon does he have?
He's got a Doktog.
Okay.
As for the rest of them, let's see. The Cardassian has a disruptor rifle, and the Orions both just have disruptor pistols. Alright, so the Klingon is going to charge you, Naz.
Okay.
Are we going to use any of like the stow tactics? Like I could put up like that blocking shield in front of us for the energy weapons.
That's something you would need to have prepared in advance. I think there is actually something in the SDA manual which you can retool to do that sort of thing, but under the circumstances, there is cover around, just rocky outcroppings and stuff, which I would possibly recommend getting into if you don't intend to mix it up in one alley. Okay.
Oh, you mean like take cover?
Yeah, take cover behind crates or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, Ventai immediately takes cover behind a crate.
Pharrell follows him, keeping his pistol ready.
We certainly go to most lovely places, don't we?
Oh god.
Okay, so...
I don't mind caves, I just have a complaint about the ambiance.
There we go, okay. Yeah. Alright, Naz. The Klingon charges and takes a swing at you with their Doktog.
Alrighty.
So if you remember with melee combat,
It's fitness security opposed roll, right?
that's correct.
Okay.
Alright. So yes, that's actually 4 successes he rolled.
4? Jeez.
Yep, one of those was a crit. I forgot to put the focus on.
Okay. Does anyone mind if I spend a momentum?
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Brings us down to 2.
Alrighty. It's fitness security, right?
Daring security.
Okay.
Don't forget you do have your hand-to-hand.
I did.
Ooh,
That 18 did not help.
really didn't.
No.
All right. So you attempt to block the Klingon using your phaser rifle, but it's not the easiest thing to do, and he stabs you. Just not very effectively. All right.
Imagine it's not easy stabbing through a Gorn's hide.
Apparently. So hold on, I need to work this out. Alright, yeah, I'll bring the rest. Alright, so the knife just sort of scrapes over your scales in a fashion which stings, but doesn't really do a great deal. So you take 1 stress damage.
Okie dokie.
2 stress damage, I'm sorry. Alright. And now it is over to you guys.
Shall I go first?
Go for it.
All right. Bjorn is going to yell, "Look at me, you motherless son of a tard."
In Klingon, or?
Yes, in Klingon.
Excellent.
And he is going to go up and engage in hand-to-hand.
Alright, then.
Bust the axe.
That should be good.
Believe it or not, I actually do better in unarmed because I'm a master of Mokbara.
That is handy. Alright. That is the right section.
Is anyone opposed to me grabbing an extra die with momentum?
Go ahead.
Nope.
So, yes, you are looking at... you can use, let's see, minor actions. You're using your minor action for movement to get into melee range. And then, yes, you're smacking him over the head. Or attempting to, which is going to be a daring plus... daring plus security check, again.
Alright.
Oh, what?
No dice.
Well done.
Wow. We're off to a great start.
Well, at least there's no complication.
This is true.
I had to say it.
But there was for the Klingon.
Yeah.
Does that mean that Bjorn technically won that fight?
No, it's...
Does he slip on the ice?
Attackers... Let's see, attackers win ties, I'm pretty sure. So... Hold on, I need to check the opposed things, because opposed checks are weird. Wait, where is the... Hold on. Sorry, guys. Okay, come on. Non-linear, wood injury. Making attack. Okay. Right now, a melee attack has a difficulty of 1, so you didn't even meet that, so no, you don't actually get to do anything. The Klingon, however, is sufficiently distracted by your yell and sufficiently insulted by it that he's basically taunted. So he's going to take a disadvantage to attack anyone but you. Alright, next.
I would say this is still our turn.
It is if you spend momentum.
Okay, we got one left, so I think we better save that.
Alrighty. Let's go with... Yeah, let's go with one of the Orions. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Orion is going to shoot at Tiaru.
Oh, that's personal.
Wow, they really did mess up this thing. Alright.
Yeah. Null attribute.
What?
Okay, there we go. The Disruptor Blast wings past the Romulan, but doesn't hit. Alright, back to you guys.
I would say Nas should take this turn just to take advantage of the taunted Klingon.
Doesn't sound like a terrible idea.
I mean, yes. On the other hand, disruptor rifle.
This is true.
Okay.
You will need to get away from the melee first, though.
I mean,
'Cause there's nothing worse than a Klingon on a melee rampage.
So yes, you will in fact need to use a melee attack effectively to disengage. At that point, you can either spend momentum or whatever to get another action to engage the Cardassian if you desire.
Okay, we'll just melee the Klingon then.
Okay.
So we might as well try and take him out while we're here. If we're gonna go through all that trouble.
Bite him! Bite him!
Just give him a punch in the temple.
Something which is worth mentioning, which probably both you and Bjorn would know, is that Klingons don't go down easy. So you're going to need to do a lot of damage to this guy if you're trying to take him alive. But if you want to go for a lethal attack, then that's going to cost you threat. Because you're just trying to disengage, presumably. So
Yeah. See if we can do that.
all right. I will go ahead and
Ooh.
wow. All right, 2 is the number to beat.
Just remember, everyone,
Oh!
if not,
Damn,
doesn't
did that
back
go
bite
on?
him.
wow.
All right, that generates 2 momentum for you, putting you to 3, and you win the melee contest. What do you want to do? You can disengage, which just means you move away, you can shove, which is will technically disengage him from Bjorn, but it could potentially knock him down.
I like the shove idea.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, roll your unarmed strike dice.
Should have bitten him. That way you can say you took a bite out of crime.
All right. That is 2 knockdown triggers. Which means I'll have to spend 2 threat to keep him on his feet. I'm not going to bother. He falls flat on his ass.
Naz, as soon as the Klingon is distracted, Naz just like cranks back with the butt of the phaser rifle and then brings it out like a hammer into his side.
Nice. All right, yeah. He's winded as a result, so he's going to take even more penalties for dice rolls.
Nice.
All right. Technically, that's pushed him away from melee with both you and Bjorn, but he's gonna have to get up in order to do anything.
Let me do a quick look. Trying to see if there were any minor actions I could do at this point, but I don't think.
You could use move to either get into cover or approach one of the other 2 soldiers. That's a 3 roll. You do have a phaser rifle, so range might not be a terrible idea.
Yeah. I'm keeping it like medium or short range, but not melee. Naz does want to be up front, though.
All right.
Actually, she's just going to move in front of Bjorn so that she's the bigger target.
I mean, technically, Bjorn can take more damage than you because Bjorn's wearing armor.
It's fair.
Bjorn also has the Resolute trait for additional 3 stress.
So, cover.
Alrighty, moving into cover. Do you want to keep the initiative or pass it over?
Does anyone else want to go right now?
I was going to try and take a shot at the Cardassian.
I'm gonna ask.
I don't see a problem with that.
I got a quick question, and it is something I probably. It comes down to it. I know I brought a kit with me. Is it just a tool kit for my engineer?
Yep.
Okay, so nothing special in there besides tools.
Your engineering toolkits. Let's see, you've got multi-tool. Yeah, your toolkit gets you a engineering multi-tool, basically.
Okay. So it's like only one device then?
Pretty much.
Okay, I gotta think about this.
Pull the combat tricorder effectively.
Okay. Honestly, I was okay. I won't.
Engineering.
Can't do what I was thinking I was going to do then.
What were you thinking?
Something's gone horribly wrong.
Yeah. Something might be up with your chat, Venton.
My phone started talking.
Oh.
How rude. Alright, sorry, what were you saying?
For some reason, I got a phone call that I didn't recognize, and when the phone call ended, it turned on the voice and the Twitch that I was running on my phone. When I had it muted. Anyway.
How rude.
What were you thinking, Venton?
I know. I was thinking like there's a this is kind of based off a TV show I saw once, where someone throws in like a innocuous item enough to confuse a person before they attacked. Like they slid in a phone underneath the door, and they're going, "What the hell is that?" And then the person comes flying in, doing melee attacks.
Well, you could throw a sufficiently sized rock, and they could probably think it was a grenade.
That's a possibility.
Yep. I mean, I'll even allow you to do something distracting with the tricorder.
Oh yeah, you could definitely do that. Like trigger like equipment to like spontaneously electrocute them or something.
I mean, it's mechanically speaking, it's basically trace advantage. That's just how you want to do it, basically. But all of this comes back to: do you want to spend momentum to keep the initiative?
Yeah, I was wanting to take a shot at the Cardassian.
Bear in mind, you do outnumber these guys pretty heavily.
Yeah.
I'll let him do that, and I'll like trying to play with an idea of what I want to do with my tricorder.
All right.
Alrighty, so we're spending the momentum to keep the initiative.
Brings it down to 1. All right.
I thought that brings us down to 2.
I've been keeping pretty careful track of that.
Okay.
So, ranged attack, that is control plus security with a difficulty of 2. Now you have a couple of options here. You can move into cover, or you can use your minor action to prime your phaser, which allows you to do something fancy with it.
Well, Pharrell's already in cover for when they first came into the cavern. So I'll use that minor action to do something fancy with my phaser.
Alrighty. So the charge mechanic basically means that you can set your phaser to area, intense, piercing, or vicious, which basically hit more than one person. I will allow that to potentially get some hits on multiple people. Intense makes it more difficult for them to avoid injuries. I'm going to tell you right off the bat. Basic troopers can't do that anyway. Piercing ignores resists, but these guys don't look like they're wearing a lot of armor, and vicious is more damage. So
Any recommendations of what I should do best?
Either area or vicious.
I think I might do area, because in case if I don't hit the Cardassian, I'll at least potentially get the one of the other 2 Orions.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll it.
Alrighty, I'm just hitting the icon next to my phaser, right?
No, that deals the damage. You need to roll control plus security first.
Alright.
Difficulty of 2.
I would like to spend threats to get a 3rd die.
Spending a threat? Okay.
Yeah. Alright. Oh.
Alright. That is 2 hits. You do have a complication. We'll deal with that in due course. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Alrighty, for my phaser, there's a 3 in the box, so I leave that as is.
Mm-hmm. Alright, that is a total of 4 damage. And you managed to hit one of the Orions as well as the Cardassian.
Oh, nice. But the complication?
We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
First thing is, if you spend 2 momentum and your threat, so a total of 2 together, 2, 1. Spend 1. then that will get you up to 5 damage, which automatically takes them out. So I've spent 1 for each of them. Yes.
Are you asking me to spend threats too, or
You can spend threat or momentum for it, but that'll get you 1 extra damage for each threat or momentum spent. 5 is the magic number, which will remove them from the battle.
Do it.
Alrighty, I'm spending threat.
Alrighty, for both of them.
Yes.
Okie dokie. So, your phaser sends out a lovely area burst, which washes over both soldiers, even as they try to duck away into cover, and both fall stunned. And then the police come together. But your phaser apparently... Tell me, Pharrell, when was the last time you did any kind of cold weather training? Especially cold weather security training?
Probably not since the academy.
Yeah, that would explain it. Apparently you forgot to set your phaser for cold weather. It just shorted out.
Okay, Pharrell gives a minor fist pounding for taking out the Orion and Cardassian, but looks down at his phaser and be like, "Shit."
Yeah, it won't be too difficult to fix, but it'll
Fix this.
All right, over to their side, and there's no one left on their side.
Well, they got 1 Orion and that Klingon left, right?
Both of them have already gone.
I was gonna say.
Really? I thought the Klingon was just on his ass.
No, the Klingon
He went first
because he charged Mars.
Tiaro?
So, Ventot, Tiaro, and our 2 red shirts. All yours.
Well, so enemies that are standing, the Orion,
The Orion,
Cardassian?
the Orion is crouching behind cover. The Klingon has fallen to the ground and is not in melee combat with anyone, so you've got a clean shot of him. If you want to make use of that disruptor rifle.
Yes, because Romulans bring disruptors, not phasers.
Yes, they do.
So then, I would like to minor action aim.
Okay, sounds good. That's going to be control plus security. Normally Tiaro would be using threat for stuff, but since she's being controlled by you at the moment, I will allow you to use momentum instead if you wish.
Yeah, I only have 1 momentum.
If we only got 1 momentum, I can re-roll the d20s with aiming, right? That's how
You
that
can
works?
reroll 1d20.
Yeah.
No, I can with the disruptor rifle. What you gave me on the character sheet says
Yes, accurate. Good call.
Which means I can roll them all.
You do have that power. So, control plus security, difficulty 2.
Trying to get the actual sheet to work for me.
And oh, never mind. I'll wait for this. What?
No, 2
You
nothing.
just need to reselect the control button.
All right, let's try this again.
That's a little better.
And I'll re-roll that 19.
Mm-hmm.
Oh!
Oh!
Well then, that was unfortunate, wasn't it?
Very unfortunate.
Apparently Tiara doesn't like the cold because she's her aim is thrown off, and her disrupt rifle also doesn't like the cold because that's also going to need to be reset.
Pharrell just looks at Tiaro with a sympathetic look.
Alright.
Question.
What's up?
Got a quick question. As soon as I clear my throat here. Are we going to be able to repair 4L's phaser?
Yeah, I just asked in Discord that Lazar said I can mend it myself.
Okay.
It's not too difficult.
Because I had that. Because my idea for Minder was grab that broken phaser, throw it at him, and then phaser the rocks above them.
I mean,
Throw it.
it'd probably be more efficient just to phaser the rocks above them and have
Yeah.
as effective.
I might
Just find a rock, throw it, and then throw the rocks above them. Then shoot the rocks above them.
Mm-hmm.
That way you're not wasting a perfectly good weapon and making 4L annoyed.
And let's not try and bring down the cave that we are currently standing in.
That would probably be a good idea, yes.
I wouldn't recommend trying it, especially because it's an ice cave.
It's an ice cave. It's not like a... Okay, that changes things. I didn't realize we were in an ice cave. I thought we were in like a rock cave.
It is a rock cave, but there's ice everywhere.
But it's predominantly ice.
Okay.
There's a layer of ice everywhere.
So what can I do? What can I do? Guess I'll have to fire... What's that?
There's not much that they have left. Just firing a phaser is not a terrible idea.
Yeah, just
Fire a phaser at the Cardassian.
I already took out the Cardassian.
Okay.
There's a Klingon on the floor, and there's an Orion in cover.
Take out the Klingon.
Okay, I'll take out the Klingon. I was going to fire the Orion, but I'll just do the Klingon then.
Alright.
Or I can throw my engineering kit at him and knock him out.
What is it with you and throwing things? Alright. Control security.
Oh, on me?
Yeah,
Yep.
you.
The other thing, do you want to charge your phaser?
Control security. I think I will.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I'd probably suggest going for the vicious setting.
Yeah.
Other question? Lethal or non-lethal?
Non-lethal.
Alrighty. Just remember, everyone, if you want to make a lethal attack, that will cost you 1 threat.
Well, I said non-lethal.
Yeah, I'm just saying for general reference. It's also worth bearing in mind for Bjorn, because you have a battle axe. Which I recall...
It's kind of hard to be non-lethal. Got it.
Yes, as well.
Okay. So what am I rolling here?
This is going to be control security, difficulty 2.
Difficulty 2. We have 1 momentum.
You can also spend threat.
I will... Should I spend threat and keep the momentum? For us to keep the momentum? What do you guys think?
I mean, that's what I did.
Let's go ahead and I'll just piggyback on what he did.
Alrighty. That's getting nice and high.
Okay, so I don't have a focus for this part.
Well, they don't have anyone to do anything, do they? So it just comes back to us, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's going to keep cycling. There's a couple of red shirts after Ventot, and then it goes back to the top. Assuming there's anyone left at that point, which there might not be.
Yeah, so we shouldn't need to spend threat to retain initiative. We're the only ones with people left, right?
Yeah.
Correct. This is just getting extra dice to shoot the guy with. Ventot?
shoot that vicious phaser of yours. Ooh.
Nice. That gets your momentum back. Go ahead and roll damage.
Roll what?
Roll your damage.
Roll.
So is that the challenge dice?
No, that's
That's
Yeah,
that's the challenge dice next to the phaser entry
Oh.
down at the bottom of your sheet.
Ah. Okay. So it says I already have like a 3 in there. Is that correct?
Mhm.
yes.
I went through and made sure all of these are correct.
Okay, so I just hit the button.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I think it's the first time I've ever fired a phaser. It's a crit and a
Alright.
1.
Go.
That is 3 damage.
Nice.
Which I can tell you right now is completely absorbed by his armor.
That's a good thing on his armor. Go figure.
Because he's got armor, and Klingons have a +2 resist against non-lethal attacks.
A +2?
Yes.
Damn!
Klingons are
That's bet-
Klingon NPCs are tough.
Yeah,
That's better than I've got!
Klingons can take like a couple of like knife stabbings and they can still fight.
Yeah, Klingons basically have 2 of everything. They're super hard to kill.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing that you've got, Snaz, is you've got less resist, but you have the regeneration bonus as well.
Yeah.
Alright. What are the red shirts going to do? They are going to combine fire. Guess that's the simple option. So... Okay. Yep, that is 3. Yeah, look, you get momentum.
Yay!
And then phaser shots. You gave them phaser rifles, didn't you?
Yes.
Okie dokie. So that's gonna be 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which is actually not great. But anyone like that's currently 5 damage that they're doing. Does anyone like to spend threat or momentum to push through and potentially take the Klingon out? It's going to cost 2 in total. 2 threat or momentum.
I would say we want to do that, but the question is, do we want to spend the threat or the momentum?
One of each.
Can we do that?
Yep.
Okay.
Alrighty. So, the Klingon's just been kind of laughing as your puny Type 2 phasers just glance off him, and then the 2 security officers just sort of glance at each other in a, okay, we're done kind of way, and just volley phaser at him until he stops moving. In a stunned fashion, I will emphasize. Which just leaves the Orion. And the Orion is gonna book it down that corridor.
Cowardly Orion.
Yeah, well, all of his buddies are gone.
Pharrell peeks over like, wise move, but I'm afraid that's going to be the cave we're going down.
Of course it is.
Though I'm not
It would have
looking
been
forward
better
to
to have
what's
surrendered.
though I'm not looking forward to what's at the other end of that cave.
So, you guys have an option. You can stop there to recover yourselves a little bit. Like the only one of you who's taken damage is Nars, but you're able to get back up to full stress. And Tiaru and Pharrell, you get a free repair on your weapons. Or you can charge after him, which means you don't get those benefits, but you might get the jump on the next fight.
I say we should take a moment for us, because two of us are down, or two of us need to mend our weapons.
Alright.
While they're doing that, can I kind of look around the room if there's anything like a computer console or anything that could give us more information? Or is this room full of crates?
Give me a challenge dice. Just one. Okay. No, it's just a few bits of salvage, basically, from the Death Orc. Nothing of particular interest or note.
One more thing, out of curiosity, how did you guys get it so you can see what the actual dice rolls were?
Oh, for the task rolls and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a case of rolling the mouse over the number in question and working out exactly which number is the actual dice roll. The best way to find that is if you look at you rolled a crit on your last thing up there, 0, 1, 2. If you hover over the 2, you should see that there is a green highlighted 1.
Okay, I'm back.
That's the actual number rolled. It's a little fiddly, but for the most part, you don't need to do that.
They're coming for you.
Apparently. Alright. As you mend your weapons and take stock of things, Niles, I think you're probably arranging to have your prisoners beamed out.
Yep.
The uneasy feeling you've been having intensifies, and you can almost feel just a wash of anger running through you.
This from Cecina?
Somebody's angry.
Is
I
everyone
would-
feeling this?
Or is it just me and Nas?
All of you.
Oh.
You're close enough that her effects, if you will, are just hitting everyone.
Pharrell cringes a bit. Like, oh, damn.
And later, there is a moment of deeply unpleasant satisfaction, and distantly you hear some truly awful screaming.
I get the feeling we don't have to worry about that Orion anymore.
I think you're right. Gosh, this is very unpleasant.
That's an
Knox
understatement.
cocks her phaser rifle again, and then gets ready to go.
Alrighty. You make your way down the corridor. And you find yourself in a little chamber which appears to be as far as this particular chain of the cave goes. there is kind of a sizzling scorch mark in the ice, which is presumably where the Orion formerly was. You also see Cecina leaning rather heavily against the wall with her disruptor pistol out. She's bleeding. There's just red washed down her side. And she's doesn't look in the best of shape. But she's looking at you with a mixture of hatred and fury and all kinds of other emotions.
What's that illegal disruptor that Cecina has again?
Varanti.
Guarantee. Okay.
Yep. It has its own stats, which I made up, which are
Oh, right.
interesting and unpleasant.
Pharrell points his phaser at her, but holds back.
That's when you realize that there are more people down here than should be. Because there are two cloaked figures standing next to her.
Like, what the? Pharrell's going like, that explains the energy signatures.
One of them, they're both armed, although it's rather strange armament. One of them has what appears to be a large glaive, and the other something more akin to a spear.
A glaive?
Yes.
What is a glaive?
It's basically, it's like a halberd, but it's more, the tip is more of an axe than a point.
So, so it's like a pole arm type weapon.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if I can find you a good reference.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I think I've seen something similar in Soul Calibur.
Yeah, glaives usually have a curved sword type blade at the edge, at the end.
Yes.
Figure about an 8-foot pole or so.
Yes, I think I do know the type of weapon you're talking about. Just never heard of its name.
It's if you play enough D&D, you become familiar with a lot of strange weapon types. But this one has a fairly heavy, segmented blade at the tip. Which looks like it could be used just as easily to club someone as stab someone. Both figures just don't react at all as you enter. Like, they knew you were coming. They're not bothered.
Who are they? What species?
They're cloaked. You don't know.
Oh. We get to see a somewhat faded silhouette next to Cecina.
Cloaked as in wearing cloaks and hoods.
Oh, that kind of cloak.
And what little you can see is that the hands holding their weapons appear to be armored, like some sort of metal armor. Cecina just sort of grimaces. You know, I really did not expect you to be this irritating.
Clearly, you haven't read up on Starfleet history.
Apparently not. So, what happens now? You take me into custody, give me a nice little trial, tell me that I've been a bad girl.
Don't get your hopes up.
Someone's out for blood.
The crew would know, and Commander Bong would know that the captain's directives on authority over Cecina would belong to the Romulans.
And what about you, Tiaro? I trusted you. No, you didn't. No, you're right, I didn't. But I liked you, and that's almost as good. Then you turned around and sided with Starfleet, and you destroyed my ship. You know how much I liked that ship. I'm going to do such terrible things to all of you. Really, it's the least that I can do in return for everything that you've put me through.
You thought I was angry.
Manager Rock, it is your call on how we proceed from here.
Much as I would love to just disintegrate her on the spot, she knows a lot, which can be very useful. The figure with the spear just shifts slightly. I'm sure that she does. Did you actually hear that? I'm not sure how well my mic picks up that kind of voice.
Yeah, we heard that.
Reminded me of the Nazgul from Lord of the Rings.
A little bit. It would appear, Cecina, that you failed one last time. If you can't clean this up, then you're on your own. Cecina just glances over. Oh, I can finish this.
Pharrell raises an eyebrow.
And then she dives into cover. And
Why does this
it's
remind
fire.
me of a book or something? Bentot says.
Alrighty. Cecina is going to fire at one of your red shirts.
Oh no. Please don't give the captain more people that she has to call.
Please have the aim of a stormtrooper.
But I
wouldn't
loved
bet on
Ensign
that.
Timmy.
Alright, let's see. Done some prep.
Oh, it's nice to see that really big threat pool go down some.
No, it's really not.
Agreed.
Ooh,
Our characters' opinions aside, having the DM having her shoot a
Varen T Disruptor.
well, having Cecina shoot a red shirt with threat is a lot better than having the DM shoot us with threat.
I mean, you're not wrong.
By the way, for those who haven't seen it before, and for the benefit of the stream, that's what she looks like. Alright, yes, that's a hit. I'm going to go ahead and run that complication. And time to fire. Alright. 3, 6, 7 damage.
Damn.
Oh, yes, I almost forgot. The disruptor blast hits the red shirt square on his chest, and he disintegrates with the most horrifying scream. Sestina gains 2 threat for inflicting pain, and everyone now has a disadvantage because, oh dear god, that was horrifying.
Pharrell is both angered and shocked.
Alright. It's your turn.
Ventot's clearly frightened now and runs for cover.
Alright, well, you spoke up first, so Ventot.
Yep.
Final action gets you into cover. What's your major? You can use an action to shake it off and remove the fear effect on you.
Let's do that. What do I need to roll to get him back focused?
Alright, that's going to be a control command check with a difficulty of 2.
Can I take momentum, guys?
You can also spend threat.
Go ahead and grab the momentum.
Alright. Yeah, nothing there really. No focus. Okay.
I just realized I've been using all of my fancy combat sound effects. Alright,
Ooh.
nice. Alright. I get some momentum back. And remove the disadvantage on you.
Nice going, Ventot.
Okay, let me repeat this out. He literally runs to a crate and like almost goes into a fetal position. Starts thinking on his training. Starts breathing slowly, going, "Okay, we can do this. We can do this." Okay. And looks over at his team. Go, "What's next?"
Pharrell hides behind a stalagmite with his phaser at the ready. And
Alright.
this is not me taking the retaining the initiative. This is just me taking cover.
Fun fact, Sestina is currently your only opponent. The other 2 figures aren't doing anything yet. That doesn't mean that they won't. So, unless and until you do something to provoke them, or they find some reason to join the fight, it's just you versus Sestina. That's partly why she's so scary.
Question for you, Lazu. Is Cecina standing on top of ice or rocks?
Rocks for Stephen.
Alright, so she started, Ventot went. We have initiative, right?
Correct. You have initiative until everyone's done, barring my statement otherwise.
Alright. Can I create advantage by shooting the rock under her feet to try and get some dust to come up and distract her? Blind her a little bit?
Alright, yep. That'll be a controlled security check, difficulty 2.
Anyone mind if I burn a momentum to boost this?
I do not.
Neither do I.
Neither me neither.
All right, and since I am debilitated or whatever it is, does my composure focus count, Lazu?
That's a good point, actually. Yes. So you're at difficulty 3, but you do have your focus.
All right. It's difficulty 3, you said?
Because of your disadvantage, yes.
Okay.
We do have 3 momentum now, so
Yeah, does anyone mind if I grab another momentum and threat to bump this up to 4 die?
I
That's
don't
fine
mind.
by me.
That takes us down to 0 momentum, doesn't it?
No, because
Oh, you're taking a threat and a momentum. Okay, never mind.
didn't Vintot's roll bring us up to 3?
Yes, and I
yes,
used
but
1.
So wouldn't we be down to 2?
He already
using
spent
another
for
one.
the first dice.
Oh,
This is spending for the second dice now.
never mind.
Ooh.
All right. You try to aim, but you're just distracted, and you're pretty sure that Cecina's mental presence is not helping. She's just the waves of hate and all kinds of other pleasant emotions combined with your own nerves over what just happened to your officer. Your phaser, you misjudge your phaser shot, and it just glances harmlessly off the rock.
Next victim.
Could I use my turn to scan those 2 energy signatures I detected earlier?
Yes, you can.
Alrighty, I'm gonna do that because
Alright,
I'm
and
not-
getting
I don't,
into cover, I presume.
say what?
And getting into cover, I presume.
Oh yeah, Pharrell's already behind a stalagmite.
Yeah, that movement is a minor action, so
I would also just say cautiously. Probably everybody's thinking that if you scan those 2 energy signatures, those 2 guys might decide they don't want to wait till Cecina's done.
it's possible. But they might just vanish as soon as you defeat Cecina, so this might be the only chance you get.
So, yeah, I am gonna use my turn to scan those to run another scan on those 2 signatures.
Alrighty. That will be a control science check. Control science? You don't think so? Yeah, let's go control science. Normally difficulty 2, difficulty 3 because of oh god, disintegrations.
Yeah. I am gonna spend threats to get a 3rd die.
Okay.
Alrighty. Let's see how this turns out. Woo!
Nice. Generates 1 momentum. Alright. These things are not easy to get a reading on. There's definitely an energy signature around them, and their outer cloaks seem to be just material. It's just a covering. But there is definitely some kind of armor beneath.
That's hindering scans.
It's hindering scans. You're not actually familiar with this particular metal. But the more you look at it, the more you're convinced that you're not actually dealing with life forms or your average carbon-based life forms inside heavy armor plating. Those might actually be energy-based life forms inside armor plating.
Pharrell just intensely scrutinizes his tricorder readings, like, what in the hell are we dealing with here? And he sneaks peeks at the two figures.
Alright. As you peer around the outcropping, the one with the spear just slowly turns to look directly at you. And you see a hint of a golden glow beneath that hood. You can't see a face, you can't see an expression, but there is a definite feeling of something that's not looking at you like a person. Something that's looking at you like an insect. Next. Oh my god, that was perfect timing with the end of the music track.
Yes.
So it's an action to shake the disadvantage, right?
That's correct.
Well, I'm going to gather that Tiaru is not shaken enough to warrant her spending an action to shake the disadvantage because, well, one, she didn't know the red shirt, and two, she already knew about the Veron T disruptor and what it does. I mean, she's still going to have the penalties.
And she's also trained in mental. So, yeah,
Well,
I will allow a minor action to shake it.
And regardless,
a minor action to shake. I was going to be like, oh, I don't think she would just waste her action to do that and just try to force through the what you call it. But if you're saying minor action to shake, that's a lot better.
And regardless, if one knew about the Veron T disruptor, I imagine it's something different to witness it in action.
I have a feeling she's seen it in action a couple of times.
Yes, the scene is not exactly reluctant to use it.
Fair point.
And
Also,
so
something I will say is guidance for playing her, Talia. Tiaru has good reason to believe that those cloaked figures are responsible for the destruction of Hobus, and thus Romulus.
are you trying to bait?
I'm just offering that as a possible consideration for what she'll do here.
Yes, but is she enough to? Is she at a point where she's just going to blindly strike at something she doesn't know?
I mean, she also has a really good reason to hate Cecina too, so...
That's true. So, that's what I'm going to do. We're at 2 momentum. Can I get a extra die?
Go ahead.
And she's going to try and shoot Cecina.
Alrighty.
That's control security.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Alright, that generates momentum. Go ahead and roll your dice.
And that's the. Is that wrong?
No, that looks right to me. Jesus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage.
Damn.
Disruptor rifles, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. Got the extra base damage and the security rating isn't bad. Alright, I just need to double check. Now, where's the cover rules? Around here somewhere.
Was this a non-lethal hit, or?
I mean, she specifically stated she wanted to take Cecina alive, so
Okay.
I would assume so. Alright. Alright. That's effectively 10 damage. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. The disruptor blast doesn't so much hit her over the cover as burn through the cover.
Ooh.
There's a blast of rock dust, and Cecina gives a scream as the beam smacks into her shoulder, knocking her to the floor. Let's remember. Alright. But a moment later, she's back on her. She gets back to her feet and is ready to fire again.
Damn, this woman is tough.
Oh yeah.
It's a boss battle.
Alright. Next.
Let's see.
So
I
if you
think
take
it's
like
down to
something
either
designed to breach
you or
walls
me.
and turn it
Your-
into like
What was that?
Yep, it is you, Bjorn, and your remaining security officer.
No, Bjorn is gone. Bjorn rolled for the.
Oh yes, that's correct. You tried to kick up some dust.
Yep.
So it's just Naz and our remaining security officer.
That's correct. If you like Naz, you can order your officer to give you supporting fire or assist you in some other fashion.
There's an idea. Naz is going
Yeah,
to
that's fair.
basically bark out an order for suppressing fire and then just take aim herself and fire.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll that.
Alright. Control security. Focus used. Yes.
That's another success from your security officer.
Cool. Yes, I will spend a momentum if that's all right with everybody else.
Remember, your
for it.
difficulty is currently 3 because you're still shaken.
Okie dokie.
At least
I'd like to
Hey!
roll that 20, please.
How?
Oh,
wait.
Explain.
Aim. You're right. Carry on. Sorry. Now you can reroll both of those, in fact, if you wish.
Oh, there's a happy thought.
Because phaser rifle.
Ah. Well, there's one.
Nice.
Oh, come on.
Alright, well, that does get you up to a total of 4 successes and 1 complication. That's
Yep.
good enough for a hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mitigated twice. Wow, okay. Got that to 2 damage after the cover, after taking account of the cover. Which is not good enough for an injury.
Darn.
But you can stop burning threat and or momentum to start punch through that. It'll cost you two threat or momentum to ignore the cover effectively.
Repeat that again?
It'll cost you 2 momentum or threat to burn through the cover.
Ah. Nah, we'll just leave it as is. Who is which of my allies is within a close range of Nas, out of curiosity?
I think pretty much everyone. It's a fairly confined area.
Okay.
Alright, so that's 2 damage she takes as she basically gets caught by a glancing by the phaser blast hits right next to her and she shies away from it.
I'm going to shoot. I'll leave it. I'll leave it be. Never mind.
Cecina's not doing well. She's still bleeding. She's got a nasty disruptor burn. But the fight's not gone out of her. She glances over at the 2 figures. I've done everything you asked, and now you won't even fight with me?
Vrel speaks over and watches the exchange.
And then she goes back to firing. What the hooded figures will do, we'll see shortly. Let's see. Who hit her? Tiaru.
Yes. Tiaru did hit her.
Yes. Oh yeah, Nuz, your rifle overloaded. I almost forgot. You'll need to clear it next turn to fire.
Okay, no.
Alright. How much is this going to cost? For threat.
Whenever a DM asks, how much is this going to cost? That's the bad side.
Actually, you know what? No, we're not going to do that. gonna do something else instead. She completely ducks behind the rock that she's effectively cowering behind at this point. And she's gonna try and mess with people's heads.
Oh no.
Let's see. Oh yeah, that was a thing which I found for this.
You really know how to bring on the suspense here.
That is kind of the point. Here we go. Insight plus control. Wait, that makes no sense. Insight plus control is not a check. What is wrong with you? Okay. We'll spend the threat for the extra dice. And we'll roll. And yes, we do have a focus here.
Oh boy.
Ouch.
Alright. Let's see. Nas.
Oh no.
Uh-huh.
Basic.
Brace yourself, Nas.
You hear. It's not even words exactly, it's images flashing through your mind. And just this little whisper. Do you really belong here? Shouldn't you be with your people? After all that they've suffered? All the wars they're going through? Starfleet's not done anything for them. The Federation's done nothing. This isn't your place. Why are we like that? Just leave.
I'm gonna have to roll to resist this one.
So yes, Naz. I'm gonna need a control plus command check from you with the difficulty. Given that you still haven't shaken off your "oh god, everything's terrible" thing of 3.
If we perfect.
How many extra dice do you want, Nas?
2?
That would be my suggestion.
Actually, you know what?
And I
I'm
don't
going to be rude.
Oh dear.
What
Make
now?
it difficulty 4.
Oh dear God in heaven.
Okay. Well, definitely 4 dice then. Which
Alright.
would take up our last momentum and
A threat.
Yeah.
2 threat.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Alrighty.
As a matter of fact, gentlemen, it's 11 o'clock my time. The time I said I had to split because I have things to do.
Alrighty then, man. Take care. Alright. That's not good enough.
So anything I can do to re-roll that 18?
determination.
Back.
You guys don't make much use of your values.
I think I'm the only one that's been really using my values the most.
Mm-hmm. They're important.
No, I used my value the first session. I just haven't got my determination back, so I can't use my values.
Oh.
You used yours last session, you said?
No, like the first one.
During the Takaran incident.
Yeah.
Your determination resets at the start of every episode.
Oh,
I
okay.
could have sworn that I said that.
Yeah, I do believe you did.
You always have one at the start of an episode unless you finish the last one with more. Alright, so yes, Mars.
I think that's a determination.
Things you can do with determination. You may reroll any dice in your pool. Yeah, that's the roll on here.
Okay, let's give it a shot.
What value are you using? Remember, you can't just use determination. It has to be tied to a value.
Hold everyone to the highest standards.
That's a good one.
I am a Starfleet officer.
All right. I will allow that, but there will be consequences for this later.
Fair enough.
Because
This
I
is, of course,
absolutely
assuming
love
that
the
this
guitar
helps
and
in any way,
piano
shape, or
song.
form, but we'll find out.
You will.
Hey!
All right. That's enough.
Whew.
It's... You have a duty. And your duty right now is to take down this psychopath. And even though her words sort of worm their way into the back of your head, you know that there are going to be a few sleepless nights thinking about it. You still have a job right here and now. It's over to you guys.
All right, have we gone back through the order? So are we back at the top of the order?
I'm actually not quite. Tina's going to burn her own determination.
Compose
Oh, dear.
the
Prevent when they hit you, hit back harder.
Is she still gunning for Nas?
No, in this case she has to go for Tiara.
That's gonna be heck. Wait, like gunning, or is she still using her mental mind games?
No, this is mind games. So
Yeah, she's gonna have her work cut out. It's against Tiaru.
mind games? No, I mean she's shooting a gun. She's using her weapon.
Oh, okay.
All right. I'll be really happy when they fix this character sheet.
Yeah, right. Oh. Oh no. Who's getting hit now?
Told you, Tiara.
Oh shit, right.
All right. Yep. Under threat. All right, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. Let's see. So, the blast just nicks Tiaru's arm. She stumbles back from cover, falling to the ground, and just sort of stares in horror at her wrist as it starts to pulse. And then, almost without hesitation, she takes her up. She grabs her dagger and slices her arm off at the elbow to prevent the disintegration from spreading.
Damn.
We had some sirens going off there. Did I just take that she has cut off her arm at her elbow?
Yeah.
Yep, in order to prevent herself from being disintegrated. Needless to say, there's blood. A lot of green blood. And I'm actually going to have to roll for...
I can roll for Jirok if you want.
I've got something now.
Okay.
Alright. Yeah, she's a tough cookie. But she's not going to die immediately, but she is out of this fight. Cecina just sort of kind of cackles. And gains threat. Alright, now it's over to you guys.
Alright, I have an idea here. We'll see what the GM says. Using my engineering tricorder I have in my toolkit, is there anything I can do to disrupt the Baron T weapon?
Variety disruptors are extremely nasty. But they're also kind of old. Like, they predate pretty much every weapon still in current use in the Federation arsenal. And older model disruptors can be vulnerable to certain types of dampening field. So I would allow you to try and create something which will take the edge off that gun.
I think I will go ahead and do that, and I think I'll also burn a determination to do that.
Alrighty, understands machines better than people, I'm guessing.
Yes. Oh, well, actually... Well, there was actually another one. Hold on. What was that? What I was thinking. Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Never mind.
Alright.
Understand machines better than people.
We're gonna go daring for that, then. And, hey look, you've got sabotage.
So we got focus.
Determination, focus, man, yeah.
You do have a spin of difficulty of... Did you shake?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. Although, technically, Cecina caused another injury. So...
But...
That's actually refreshed it for everyone.
Oh.
She caused another injury to Ventod, or...
To Tiara, remember?
Remember, we just saw Tiara cut off her arm. That can kind of be unsettling to certain people.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than slow and agonizing disintegration, but...
Yeah.
So yes, you're going to be a difficulty of 3 for this. But because you're using determination, you've got an automatic crit already.
Okay. So...
You would have to spend threat if you want any more dice.
Yeah.
But you do only need 1 success of 2 dice.
Okay, I'll go ahead and not... I don't want to push it, so let's do that. Okay, so I have a focus used for sabotage. My task dice is set to 2. And what was the attributes again? I'll make sure I got those right.
Daring engineering.
daring engineering. Good thing I got a really good daring score. You know, I've said it before, and it doesn't really matter. Alright, here we go. Oh, wait, did my focus not get...
Very good. That is 4 successes in total, which gets your momentum back. And as the warranty disruptor cools off from firing, you see it spark in a rather unhealthy way. Alright.
Fantastic one. Yes!
Would you like to keep the initiative?
Me as
I have
in
a question for
Venta
the GM.
or
Yes, Commander.
Can I burn a determination to shake off that effect, the negative status effect?
Yep.
And does that count as an action?
Because you're using determination, I will just say no. You are good to go. Strong body enforces a strong mind, I'm guessing?
Actually, no. I was gonna go with it's not that cold outside. Basically, being in the cold of the cave reminds him of home. So while there's the like horrible things happening, he's just really comfortable with his environment, which grounds him and gives him the mental fortitude to continue.
You merely adopted the cold. I was born in it.
Yep.
Sure. Go for it. Alright, that
Oh,
shakes. That costs you determination and shakes the effect. So now, what are you doing? Also, you will have to spend to keep the initiative if you want to do that now.
Yeah. Anyone mind if I spend the momentum to keep initiative?
Go ahead.
All right. So, what is your action?
Hold on just a second. Nas has not gone yet, correct?
Nas has not gone yet.
It's just been up this kind of thing.
All right. I am going to use a direct command as executive officer for Nas to get herself together and basically recover from the shaken status.
Okie doke.
Nice. I dig it. Control command.
Focus, composure, in effect.
Let's see. So, one is action. Okay. Assist by the commanding officer. So yes, this would be control command for both of you, and yes, Commander Bong, you do get your composure focus.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, but that and
Yeah.
like since
Circumstances now, I will actually allow your team dynamics focus as well.
I was just about to ask.
I'm rolling as an assist, correct?
That's correct.
Yay!
That is enough. And it gets your momentum back.
Yay!
Alright. Over to their side. The figure with the spear glances over the situation, inclines their head slightly, and then the one with the glaive starts advancing.
Oh boy.
Is he advancing toward anyone, or?
He's going for Naz.
Varel has a shocked expression as that figure starts moving.
Now bear in mind that these things, you are bigger than this guy. There's no question about it. These things are roughly human-sized. And sure, big blade things scary, but no one should be advancing towards a Gorn that calmly. Over to you guys.
I would say Naj should go, seems how he's kind of the target at the moment.
Shoot Cecina, shoot the spear or glaive wielder.
Tactically, Cecine is probably the better option because she's the most likely. If she goes, there's a decent chance they'll bug her off.
Yeah, that's true.
But how close is this spear glaive guy to Naz right now?
Close-ish.
Enough
They'll have the next turn, and then they're probably going to do something you won't like.
And my facial rifle is still out of commission.
Correct. You would need to spend an action to repair it.
Like
Or
a full
you-
action.
Or you can use it as like a blunt weapon.
I mean, technically, you could in fact just charge Cecina, because you've seen her weapon is sparking and looking unhealthy, and give her the old Gorn 1-2.
I think we're gonna do that.
Alright.
Because otherwise I'll sit there and not do anything, so...
Can I do an assist on that? Like maybe I try to distract her by making a noise or something, and
You've already
She
taken
doesn't
your
see-
action, Venta.
what's that?
You've already done
taken
your...
action.
Oh, I've already done my action. I thought we were
Yeah,
starting
so you
over on
broke,
new.
uh,
Oh, I thought we were
disruptor.
fresh.
Good God, now. We've only just started the new round.
And besides, don't you need to maintain that dampening field, Vincent?
Well,
Oh,
the,
yep.
the Dark Quarter's doing that.
Well, you're the one using the tricorder. I mean, the tricorder's good, but it still needs a handler.
Anyway, either way, you've already gone this round, so Naz.
Yeah.
Going for a melee attack.
Yep.
Alrighty. Daring plus security.
This I gotta see.
Spend momentum. Yes, no.
What's the difficulty at for him?
Difficulty for a melee attack is always 1, but it's an opposed check. And I can tell you right now, Cecina is spending threat.
Spend the momentum.
Okay.
And threat if you want to go for a 4th die.
No. She's got enough threat.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Ah.
Well, you charge. You basically charge forward. Assassina raises the disruptor to try and fire at you, and it doesn't work. You see a moment of combine. It's not even just see, because she's got basically no control over her mind at the moment. You can feel her spark of "oh god" as you advance, and then phase rifle comes clubbing round. She does her best to block it, and she's clearly no slouch as a melee combatant. But she's got a disruptor burn. She's bleeding. She's exhausted. She's cold. Yeah,
She's
you
getting
get that.
level fluggered by a Gorn.
So you get one momentum back. And you may now roll unarmed dice. Assuming you're just going for a strike, not anything fancy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh,
dang.
oh boy.
She goes flying across the room.
5, 6, 7, 8, and a knockdown. Alright.
Suddenly, the song "Man-Eater" is playing in my head here.
Like I said, she tries to block you, but you're a Gorn,
Yep.
and she is a Betazoid. You basically just club straight through her arms and smack her straight in the head, and she falls like a ton of bricks. The disruptor just sort of falling out of her hand to one side. And just kind of stares up at the ceiling for a moment. Just for a moment, that awful mental influence flickers. She's not quite unconscious, but she's basically out of the fight. But the expression in her eyes as she looks up at you, Naz, it's going to stick with you for a while.
Us is just gonna stare down at her, just glaring. I am Starfleet.
I almost want to give you a determination back for that, but because that was a wonderful line, and I applaud.
Yes.
In fact, you know what? I'm going to give you guys a momentum for that.
Woohoo!
I get to make the rules.
Like,
All right.
nice going, Naz.
You hear the spear-wielding figure just sort of sigh in a, well, that was predictable kind of way.
Perel moves from smiling at Naz's victory to to caution concern to the two figures.
You keeping the initiative?
No, I'm just stating that Perel is just.
I was just asking in general.
Yeah. I don't think so. I mean, I'm guessing that the spear wielding figure just stopped in his tracks. Like, well, can't say I'm surprised at that.
The spear wielder is not showing any signs of hostility. The question is what the glaive person is going to do.
Well, I mean, whoever was the one that was walking towards Nas at first, I assumed
that's
that he
the-
stopped in his.
That's the glaive one.
I assumed he stopped in the glaive guy stopped in his tracks after Nas just mauled Cecina.
Well, he stops, glances back at Bear Welder.
The only thing I will say is that Pharrell will just have his phaser ready in case they decide to do something.
Ready action. Once we get to that, anyway.
Well, if you're not giving me initiative, then
Yeah, I got nothing.
actually, you know what? We're going to drop out of combat for now. The glaive figure glances back at what is clearly their superior officer, who just shrugs slightly. You won that round.
What was it? I think your mic cut out a little bit.
You won that round.
I couldn't make up what the last word was. I got the "you won that round," then just like whisper.
Okay, I think I need to do a different voice for these guys.
Okay.
Let's see.
Like, you've won that round.
Yeah, sure. You won that round, it seems.
Nas
don't
looks
think
like she's
so.
about ready to clobber one of the robed figures and is just waiting for the opportunity, so she is not intimidated.
I mean, you just knocked down a psychopath Betazoid.
I mean, she was a little upset at the time, but you know.
Eh.
Wow. I have no reason to fight you at this time. Honestly, it feels like it would be a waste of effort for everyone concerned. But I will be taking my servant. The superior gestures at Cecina. And the glaive figure starts moving in that direction.
Can I put something in here?
Yeah, we're out of combat.
Okay, my mind's this. I can see Mintok comes out of his little perch and kind of decides he wants to grab at that Varieté disruptor before anybody else who we don't want having it takes it.
Sure.
Pharrell steps out behind from the stalagmite and asks to either one of the figures, "What are you going to do with her? Seems like she's of no use to you now."
She has very little use left to us, but considerable use to you. That is reason enough.
Pharrell just scrutinizes them.
This being is a prisoner of Starfleet and is subject to their laws. You, whoever you are, do not have permission to take this prisoner.
We do not answer to lower beings.
Well, in that case, Nas is going to get ready to club the glaive wielder.
Alrighty.
And Pharrell,
And, you going for a melee attack?
Yeah.
If they get close enough, yeah.
Well,
As
so,
Nas
yeah,
starts
so,
to pull,
go for it. Don't
as Nas starts to pull back to swing, Bjorn shouts, "Stand down, Commander!"
Alnaz, are you going to obey an order?
Nas is kind of like frozen for
Oh, he didn't say
a
anything.
moment.
Pharrell steps in, his phaser lowered. Sir, I would suggest heeding his order. We do not know what these people are capable of. And from my tricorder readings, I don't want to find out the hard way.
The guard just looks at you with a bearing which clearly says, "Bring it." And then,
Exactly.
as you remain still, loosens their grip on the glaive, reaches down, scooping Cecina to her feet, just hand around the neck, and Cecina screams as yellow energy streams out of her and into the glove.
Did what now?
Basically, yellow energy streams out of her, earths into the glove of the Guardian, and then he drops her and stalks away to return back to the commander.
Pharrell is taken aback at the action. Like, what did you do?
We took what was ours. Until next time, Starfleet.
Her soul?
I have my sound effect somewhere. Here we go. And both of them dematerialize. Cecina is in fact very dead. And judging by the readings, they basically stole every bit of bioenergy that she had.
Every bit of what?
Bioenergy.
Yes.
Nas finally lowers the rifle, just hanging onto it loosely, not even by
Yes.
the grip or anything, and just turns
So that would be
to Bjorn.
Ventot stands there holding
so
the barrel of the Verity
Disruptor.
disruptor, and is a noticeable lesser shade of blue. After watching that, he has gone pale.
Okay, Bjorn looks at Nas. Nas, see to Commander Tiaru. Pharrell, Ventot, examine the cave. Look for any kind of information we can get.
Pharrell nods and pulls out his tricorder.
Yes, sir.
The captain will hear of your order, Commander.
Ventot takes the Varieté disruptor and places it inside his engineering briefcase and pulls back out his normal tricorder.
But Nas is going to go see what she can do for Tiara.
And I should, Commander Bong, I should inform you that during our fight here, I scanned those two beings. From what I can tell, they're not like any carbon-based life forms we've ever seen. They're, from what I can tell, they're some kind of energy-based life forms.
Noted. I'd like a full report as soon as we get back to the ship.
Aye, sir.
And I guess Bintot, after hearing what Farrell just said, I'll throw out that I'm the one that disabled her weapon. Just FYI.
Ferelden looks at him and like, well done, sir.
Tiara was kind of clinging to consciousness with all the bear-like determination which you've come to expect from her at this point.
I imagine she's lost a lot of blood.
Fair amount.
Can we beam her to sickbay from here, or do we need to move her farther out of the cave?
You should probably move further out. You gonna just help her up, or are you gonna carry her?
Nas is going to carry her.
Question, can our comm signals reach the Nightingale from where we are in the cave?
Static laden, but just about.
Will they be able to just barely make us out?
More or less, yeah.
All right, then. Pharrell to Nightingale. I assumed that you were going to be playing as the acting captain
Yes, well,
GM.
that would make sense. Nightingale here.
We do a couple of beings just dematerialize in front of us. Are you picking up a transporter signature?
I'm afraid not, sir. There's a lot of interference down there, and there's no sign of any unidentified ships in the area.
Damn.
Just wait, scratch that. There's a Romulan vessel decloaking.
Identify, or should that be Bjorn's order?
Bjorn's going to tap his communicator. Nightingale, confirmation on new vessel.
Confirmed, Commander. It appears to be... I don't know, I've never actually seen this design before. But it's big. And it's running the same ID codes as the Talonus. I think it's a Phoenix vessel, sir.
Pharrell just looks at Bjorn. At least it ain't another hostile.
Go to yellow alert, hail the vessel, see if you can establish communications. Let them know we've got Commander Jirok. She is injured. We are on our way. Prepare triage in sickbay.
Copy that, sir.
Do you want me and Vintage to do a check for scanning the cave?
That sounds like a fine plan. That will be a control science check. We have the difficulty of 1.
I imagine mine's a control engineering check.
No, it'll be science for both of you.
Okay.
Alrighty, I'm not gonna spend a momentum for this. Not gonna spend.
Alrighty. All right. So yes, that gets your momentum back. You scan the chamber. There is some more stuff here. It looks like some of the equipment was taken by the figures. But not all of it. There is one rather interesting looking device which you can't actually identify, but appears to be made of the same metal as the alien armor.
Ooh, something Mintok gets to play with.
As well as Pharrell.
Indeed.
Commander Bong, we think we found something here.
Yes, what have you found?
Seems to be an unknown device. We can't make heads or tails of it right now, but it seems to of the same materials that those two figures were wearing.
Bag it and tag it in an isolation field if we can.
Acknowledged.
Mintok hits his combat and goes, "We need a containment unit down here. Can we get one transported in?"
Well, we're gonna have to go exit the cave first, Commander. So I guess we heave-ho it.
I guess you're right. I've never been a big fan of heavy lifting.
And yet you're an engineer.
That's what anti-grav's for, buddy.
Fortunately, it is not all that heavy.
That's lighter than I thought.
It's actually not all that much bigger than your engineering toolkit, although it is reasonably solid.
Oh.
But it's pretty easy to grab it, get Cecina's body, which I assume you're recovering as well.
Yeah, I'll take care of that while Ventod grabs the whatchamawidget.
Mm-hmm. And
Okay.
all of you move back out to the lower levels before beaming back up to the ship.
Pharrell is just having a minor grimace as he's carrying Cecina's body.
I would assume when we beam back in, we have people with equipment like stretchers for the Tiaru and for the body and things of that nature.
I can beam directly to sickbay.
Ah.
Indeed, yeah. Well, that all gets put to one side, and the current thing of import is, of course, on the bridge, which the captain would normally be dealing with, but she's busy with something. So, Commander Bong, as you arrive on the bridge, okay, never mind. Fine. Sorry, hold on. This is being a little slow for some reason.
Is it just Bjorn that's back on the bridge, or are we all back on the bridge?
Well, whoever wants to go there, let's go with that.
I would say Ventat has the engineering with the device, so we can get it in a stasis containment field.
All right.
In engineering.
Makes sense.
When Bjorn gets back, Bjorn gets back up to the bridge, he looks at the officer manning the communication station. Give me a report on that Romulan ship. Sparks Notes version. I need to know what I'm dealing with.
Sleep to yourself, sir.
So what class of ship is it?
You should have something. You should have a pop-up showing you right now.
Ha!
Ooh.
We're receiving a hail, sir.
On screen.
The figure on the other end just smiles quietly. You know, I really hoped that I was done with Starfleet. But apparently not. I would introduce myself, but I suspect that if you've been sent to Romulan space, then you already know. A blonde Romulan with a wry smirk and an admiral's uniform gives you a mocking salute.
That's Sela, isn't it?
Told you she'd be showing up at some point. And she's your friend. Probably.
Yeah, I would not. I would sooner call a Ferengi a friend than Sela.
Was she in the briefing as a possible encounter?
Sela was officially exiled from Romulan space a couple of years ago. She was arrested on suspicion of assassinating the Tal Shiar chairman and was basically pulled out of the fire and sent into exile instead of being executed based upon the support of Danakra. So it's generally known that she and a cohort of vessels loyal to her were not in Romulan space when Hopus happened. Well, now you have a fairly good idea of exactly what the core of the Phoenix is.
Admiral Sela, to what do I owe the pleasure of this encounter?
Varel takes the station after his initial shock at seeing Sela.
Well, I received a fairly urgent message from my protege, and it seemed like making a personal appearance was called for. It would seem that the events are moving faster than I'd anticipated. Did you encounter them?
Define them.
The mysterious overlords of the Blackthorn League. The aliens responsible for the Hopus disaster and for the subsequent destabilization of Romulan space.
Strange armor, glow.
That would be them.
We did encounter 2 of them.
Wow. As I said, I'd hope to be done with Starfleet for good. But I would be a fool if I didn't acknowledge just quite how useful you could be, and how good a potential ally. We may have had our differences in the past, but right now, it's in everyone's interests if the Crusade does not gain a foothold in Romulan space or in this galaxy.
Pharrell just raises his eyebrow but doesn't say anything.
Commander Jirok did sustain injuries on the surface. Would you like us to continue treating her and take her to one of the local Romulan star bases, or would you like her now?
I'd be most grateful if you would return her to us. She needs to be debriefed.
I will, of course, verify this with her, but once I get verification with her, we will be sending her over shortly.
Of course. And after that, I suspect that we will all have a great deal to talk about. We have a significant puzzle before us, Commander. If we can't solve it before the Crusade finds a way into our dimension, Hobus will look minor.
Still watching the screen. After Bjorn says I'll verify with her, he points to one of the ensigns behind him and points to the turbo lift to get the ensign to go verify that. Bjorn is not taking his eyes off of Sela.
That's probably wise. Sela just smiles a little at your reaction and glances off screen, as it were. I don't think they like me.
Can you blame us?
No. Comes a new voice, and a new figure moves onto screen. I don't suppose we can. Commander, as my admiral indicated, we have a lot to talk about. My name is Donatra.
Well,
both of them.
And on that note, we're going to leave it.
I thought you said Donatra was gone.
Donatra is presumed gone. She and her ship went missing shortly before Hobus.
Oh.
In the Star Trek Online continuity, she was abducted and assimilated by the Borg. In this one, it's not really a giveaway to say that she was intercepted by Sela and basically rescued from being caught in the Hobus disaster. And together, they've been developing a response. And it's to these two lovely ladies that you will be answering in the interlude of Among the Embers.
And we're doing
Yes,
that
folks.
one next weekend, right?
It will not be next weekend because Well, on Monday, I'm going to be losing my laptop because it's going to be sent back to the makers because they sent me a balked laptop. They sent me a laptop with a balked graphics card.
Oh boy.
So, fortunately, because warranties are a thing, they're going to take it in for repairs and possible replacement. But it could be up to 2 weeks before I get it sent back to me. Which is going to make running a game awkward. So, next week, one way or the other, I will not have a machine. The week after, we will have to see.
Not a bad
All right.
thing to take next week off. Good for us. It's the 4th of July weekend. Even though the 4th of July is on Wednesday, but people might be taking trips.
Indeed. So that is not only the end of Who Needs Enemies, it's also the end of Season 1 of Among the Embers. Have you all enjoyed it?
Yes,
No.
today was fun.
It was nice.
And I wasn't screwing up this time.
Yes, no one actually got any bad rolls, aside from a bunch of people screwing up their phasers.
8.
All right, I need a jet, so I will talk to you all later.
Alrighty, man. Take care.
Oh.
As to everyone else,
Mhm.
I will give you a sneak preview of what you will be doing in the interlude.
Do we want to
As I
go
said-
off stream for this?
Give a little snippet to the viewers.
No, I don't think we actually had any viewers today. So
I mean, I still post the link on some people, so I know that some people at least were still interested.
okay, there's no one's talking. Let's just say that.
As I said,
Only
you
thing
will
I
be
talked is when I told Nightbot to say welcome.
Yes, well, you'll be in command of a Phoenix warship
Okay.
who is going to be investigating a historical incident which may provide some clues as to exactly what happened at Hobus and what this mysterious crusade might be planning. This isn't the first time they've done this. Some Romulan analysts have found a very similar circumstance where an entire civilization was destroyed in the aftermath of supernova which destroyed their home system. But this was quite some time ago.
600,000 years ago.
Indeed. You are going to be investigating the demise of the Takon Empire.
Knew it. You and I had the right thought, Vintot.
Yeah, we had the. Actually, I almost had a different thought, but then I realized the years and.
So until next time, everyone, we hope you will join us among the Embers.